Hello, everybody. Herman Dulce Jr., aka Haitian CEO. Welcome to another episode of the Execute Podcast. And this podcast is going to be crazy. You already know when you come to this podcast, get your paper, your pen, and your notes because we're here to teach. Today's professor, Ryan Sanders from Philly.
My guy.
How you feeling today, man?
I'm well,
Listen, man, I
yourself?
appreciate you, man. We here in Miami. I thank you for coming out,
No
flying all the way from Philly to doing this. This
Yes.
is super important because we got some game to give the people.
Absolutely.
So Ryan, they don't know who you are, man. Tell
That's
them who
all
you
right.
are. Give us a little background about what you do, how you help people out, and let's dig deep into class today.
No worries at all. My name is Ryan Sanders. I'm the CEO of RB Development. What we are is an affordable housing developer that is in 3 different states right now. We're currently trying to get down here to the Florida area.
Let's get it.
And what we participate in is called public-private partnerships, in which we work with our friends from different government agencies to be able to bring on great projects and try to really make some real profit.
So what I'm hearing is public-private partnerships. It looks like this sound like income and impact at the same time.
Absolutely.
I love this. We're gonna dig deep into that. Pause. Right? How you're helping people. How'd you get into this?
Well, I was in real estate for a number of years. I started in 2007, just like everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
Doing flips and Section
That's when I
8,
first got into, bro.
holds, then we ran into 2008.
Yeah.
And, from there, I've been, was working in corporate world for a number of years. But I worked in government relations for about 5 years, and I saw what was going on in terms of how other developers were working with their partners on both the Republican side and on the Democratic side to be able to put together some great projects with some of the impact that you just talked about.
Wow, that's absolutely wild. Listen, so you got in when it got bad.
For sure.
I remember, bro, I fixed up my property in 2007.
Right.
Everything on my personal credit card. So I went from a 700 to like a 538. I'll never forget it, right?
Right.
But I was like, as long as I make my payments on time, I'm gonna be good. Once I do a flip, because I didn't think about cash out refi.
Right.
Once I flip the house, I'm good. Bro, a nurse was making $90,000 a year.
Yep.
She couldn't get approved for a loan.
Wow.
Like it was
that
bad in
crazy?
2000. How'd you survive that, and why'd you stay in the game?
Well, I stayed in the game because just like you said, we had flips going on.
Yeah.
And what people don't know is that even in down markets, people are still purchasing homes. They're just purchasing them in a better area and at sometimes lower price points.
Right.
So at the end of the day, the flips is actually what kept me liquid at the end of the day because I wasn't holding on to anything to foreclose on or it wasn't that many tenants to owe me as much money as I needed to be. And then we took that money and then started moving it into the multifamily space. And here we are.
And here you are, what, 10, 15 years later?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Wow, so you're seasoned in the game.
Yes, I'm definitely a seasoned wily vet in here for sure.
So when did the pivot happen
Yeah.
to public-private partnerships?
Well, a good mentor of mine, a brother named John Henry, I was watching how other large developments were going up at the time. We were dealing 2 and 3 units at a time.
Yeah.
And he said, Ryan, for a number of years, I have been involved in this level of multifamily development through something called a low-income housing tax credit on the federal side. So I started participating with them, and the tax credits are only workable once you get to a certain number of units depending upon the state and a couple other formulas that are out there, but it led me into 49 unit and 51 unit projects that we're working on right now to really improve the portfolio and then still help people as well too.
Okay, so we talking big stuff right now, bro.
Yeah.
This is not light.
Yeah. Most of the projects, when you start to get to that level, they work anywhere between about $9 to $17 million depending upon the transaction.
Those are
Yeah,
the projects.
that's
How
what
many
we're doing
projects of this type are you able to do at a time?
Okay, so this is an affordable project that comes through that low-income housing tax credit project. Then you have just regular market rate projects in which you just do it the traditional way, in which you have your equity and you work with the bank and so on and so forth. On this public-private partnership side, I encourage working with your politicians up front, right? Working with the local mayors, the redevelopment authorities, because what they have is pet projects that they're looking to see if they can get done, and then they also have available land that may be out there. And that land may come pennies on the dollar based upon, the angst or whatever the initiatives is of the agency that you're working with.
So let me ask you something. This sounds incredible. So I have some mentees.
Yep.
We doing business funding crazy in the Bellatone
Yes,
Academy.
you are.
Definitely
Yes, you
tap
are.
in. We getting business credit cards. We're getting business loans to invest the money.
Absolutely.
I get somebody $100,000, 0% interest for a year. right? I tell them, you need, because I get this a lot.
Yep.
Herman, what should I do with this money? I was like, why are you asking me? I give you $100,000 and you didn't have a plan yet?
Right.
So I'm like, listen, I'll give you my guy Ryan's email.
Yep.
What does that path look like after they get in first contact with you?
Well, it depends upon where they're at the end of the day. And what I do is I tell them to look at to see if your city that you're in, let's just take Philadelphia. They have the Philadelphia Land Bank that's available. This is where the government or the city of Philadelphia, they're able to help develop property for affordable housing and different other opportunities. They may have existing structures that may be for sale, and then they may have just available raw land that may be available as well. All of it is at pennies on the dollar based on what may be the current cost of the market right now.
Did you hear, is this a rumor or not? Germantown High School. Germantown High School in Philly, huge school. Did it sell for $100,000?
Yes. And so obviously I'm a public servant, right?
Right.
And I understand what it sounds like. I rode the 23 and drove right past Germantown.
That's
and all
crazy,
of the
bro.
history and the tradition on that particular parcel. And there's another elementary school that's right behind
Right behind it, that was part of the sale, right?
But in order to develop it, no one talks about what the development cost is. So they may have given it for $100,000 or $200,000, but the developer will be responsible for, based upon that square footage, probably close to $20 to $30 million to be able to bring that project on.
You think that's a tear down? And then
I think
and
that
then a build up?
Parts of it could be torn down.
Okay.
I've seen them do redaptive use on other schools, like West Philly High is a good example of it, in which they took a dilapidated school that wasn't currently being utilized, and they made the proper investment to be able to offer it as to senior homes and folks that are over 55.
So for my people that are not from Philly,
Right.
Germantown High School and the elementary school right next to it, what's the name of that school?
I want to say it's Fulton.
Fulton, it is
right
Fulton.
behind.
These massive 100-year-old buildings, 100-year-old schools, they were closed maybe like 5-10 years ago, and they've been sitting empty, and the city sold it the school district sold it for only $100,000.
And why? Because of the maintenance costs as well, and some of the holding costs that go along with an empty building of that nature. So you got insurance. Obviously, they're not paying taxes,
right?
But the maintenance that goes along with keeping, that building maybe partially warm,
right?
So that you don't have pipes breaking and people breaking in and so forth, trying to steal things
it's just
out
not
of
worth
there.
it. Just get rid of it.
Well, they're in the business to be able to educate children, not to develop property
and own real estate.
Exactly.
But let me ask you this though, bro. Somebody got in there for $100,000.
Yes.
Like, I got $100,000.
Right.
Whether it's cash or whether it's credit,
Yeah.
I can get access to that capital. Why wasn't I in the room to make that pitch?
That's a great question. And what happens is those rooms are generally involved with people that don't look like me and you. And what happens is...
You said it, I didn't want to go there.
No, it's okay.
Right.
And it's important to make sure that public officials know that Herman is in the market to develop a 14-acre parcel or 10-acre parcel, like the Germantown piece may be. Because at the end of the day, we have, I didn't even know you were developing. I thought you were the business credit guy. If I would have known that, I would have definitely called you.
Shade low key?
I would say protecting their behind.
Yeah. I got what you're saying.
Yeah.
So let's bring up Sis real quick, our good friend Tracy, because she's a kind of like a developer in Philly too, construction company.
Yep.
So I know you guys kind of work together where we've had meetings like, hey, Herm, you bring the capital.
Yep.
Ryan runs his play, and we're going to talk about Ryan's play specifically.
Yeah.
We connect with Tracy because Tracy is a respected contractor in the city, and all three of us do something special with Germantown High School.
Absolutely.
Got you.
Or any other school for that matter. Like you said, Germantown won, and now I think they've devoted it to a developer. That may be a little bit of old news, but here is, with understanding that and understanding what the price point was, here's our opportunity to take a look at other schools and other parcels that may be blighted or abandoned.
Time out. We're going to get back to the show. But listen, we have to talk about Bella Sloan Academy, the dopest mentorship on the internet. Listen, in this mentorship, we're going to teach you game. We want to put you in position for the win. And we have created a dope community of like-minded people and entrepreneurs just like you. We have 5 live Zoom calls per month. Not just your regular videos that you can watch later. No, we want to touch you and we want to talk to you. In these 5 Zoom calls, you have your accountability call, you have your credit repair call, you have your business funding call. Listen, I don't know everything, so I get masterminds to come and teach you guys about credit, real estate, and other businesses that include trust, life insurance to put you in position for the win. This is only $50 per month. That's right. This investment is super, super low. Put yourself in position. Back to the show.
In the city or whatever state that folks may be looking at this video from.
Where does this 20, 30 million come from? Is this where you come into play?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's talk to the people.
So let's talk a little bit though, and let's just bring it down to maybe a smaller,
reasonable number. So we
something
get
10 million.
10
Because
million.
nobody's just going to jump out of the gate and do that level of project. Because you're talking about maybe 100 units, 150 units on that parcel if it's done properly with parking and green space and so forth though. So you can do it two ways. The way that I do it on the public-private side is I meet with the politicians, the folks that run the redevelopment authorities, maybe your county commissioners if you have a county commissioner, and you ask them what type of projects that they are looking for. Most of the projects that I've been involved in that I've leveraged my portfolio are all affordable-based projects. Right? That's pretty much the hot buzzword. So
Can we pause for a second?
No problem.
Why is that your business model?
That is my business model, is that because that is where a large amount of subsidy is available at for me to be able, because I'm still going to need the money.
Yeah.
I'm still going to need the money, whether I do it a market rate or I do it affordable. So I rather work with the politicians, I rather work with these other agencies to garner on large amount of money that I would have had to put out of my pocket.
They're going to give it to you.
So you look at it this way first. You find the land,
Right.
and then you get what's called site control, which is a very important piece here. That doesn't mean that they're conveying the land over to you. That means that they have an instrument or a document, a piece of paper that defines how long Herman has control over the site for it to be able to do his level of due diligence. That's soil testing, other engineering, get his architecturals together, and then also get his financing right because it's going to cost some money.
It's going to cost some money.
So let's say it's a $10 million project. And sometimes to be able to trigger some of these loans, you need anywhere between about 30 to 40% of whatever that money is at the end of the day. It's a little bit different than buying a regular single family home on the commercial side, because that's what this is, a commercial transaction once it gets over a certain amount of units, or if you add in the mixed use play to this. What I do is I work on 4 different levels first to be able to locate where this particular type of funding is. The first one is on the federal side. There's monies that come through HUD. There is something called project-based vouchers, which is basically Section 8 vouchers that are available that stay on the property, that bring on a bankable return there. Then I look at the state. They have, each state has a Department of Community and Economic Development that has dollars that flow out of there for a number of different items, whether it be community improvements, affordable housing, it could be a number of things. Then for those that don't live in Philadelphia, they have counties, like a Montgomery County, a Bucks County, a Allegheny County if you're out in Pittsburgh, and they have another subset of money.
Wow.
And then you come down lower, you go down to the municipal level, which is the city level.
Yeah.
And then the city has a bucket of money.
There's levels of money
There's
available.
levels to this, is what we say.
And because you're connected and you're in these rooms, you partner with credible people here. Let me help you get this 20 to 40%.
Yep. Now you say, then what happens is sometimes they ask you, hey Herm, do you have experience doing 10 or $20 million deals?
Mind your business.
Right.
Kind
of, sort of, but not really. But why, what's up?
But
on the reality of that is in order for me to scale to where I've gotten here, I had to do one thing that you always talk about, which is partnership.
Partnerships.
You find those individuals that are already in this space, that are successful, that are credible, that have the right type of character and integrity, and you partner with those individuals. And you don't want to come to them needy, because they don't technically need you. We're already successful.
Big facts.
But you come to them with what's something that we spoke about from beforehand, which is value, right? I have relationships. I've been going to these political affairs. I've been discussing different things with them. They're all for affordability and the proper type of homes. Maybe it's a niche like a veterans home, or like I said, seniors, or adolescents that are timing out of falls. Whatever that niche is, sometimes there's dollar flows behind that. So what we do is we do layering, in which we layer some of those grants according to whatever the boundaries and the requirements are, and then we put it together for packaging, and then we go to the bank and say, please help us.
With the rest, with the other 60%.
Absolutely. That's the private side of the public-private
partnership. Got you. So like I was saying, I have a good face, I have a good reputation.
Absolutely.
I partner with Big Sis because she has the experience.
Absolutely.
Combined with Ryan, we put together, hey bank, can you give us the rest?
Absolutely.
Got
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
Now, this is the public side of it is affordable housing. I'm a capitalist at times.
No, but
Right?
right on.
20-30 million dollars. How do people exit these properties or these projects that are mostly low income housing? Where is the profit margin in there? What are they doing after the project is done?
A lot of the affordable projects that are regulated, at least from the federal side of it, though, they also regulate the amount of money that you can make. And because these rents are affordable, these people aren't paying market rates, $1,700, $2,200 for an apartment. They're paying lower rents, so that means that the profit margins are lower as well.
Right.
So in a regular market rate project, you may make X amount of dollars. It may be 25% of that you may make. Where you make the money on the affordable side is two, maybe even threefold. One is you get what's called a developer's fee.
Okay.
After you're done developing the project, you get a developer's fee, which is generally anywhere between about 6 to 8% of the total project cost.
Really?
Right.
So because I was the point person,
I'm the developer.
Let me get a little something, right?
Yeah, I'm the developer.
6 to 8% of the project.
Of the project.
Nice.
Right? So then you also get appreciation, because what happens is again, you didn't put any real money out of your pocket.
My pocket.
This is out of the banks and out of the public side of things, though. But after an affordability period, generally with the LIHTC tax credit, it's about a 15-year period. You can go right back in and get another developer's fee if need be.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
If I hold on to the property.
And the property's free and clear at that point.
In 15 years?
At 15 years, the tax credit is over.
Wow.
So I may need to explain that, because it's
talk about that.
It's a program. So it's called a LIHTC. It's called a low income housing tax credit program. And it's administered by the feds, but it's doled out per state. So every state has the program. They're doing it big in South Florida. That's how you hear about all these people got affordable projects and TD Jakes and that. All of that's being done through the 9% program and also through the 4% program. I work on the 9% program. So I'm a 9 chaser. So
right.
Dream chasers.
Yeah.
In Philly, there's rec chasers.
Right.
I'm a 9.
9 chaser.
Yeah, I chase 9s.
Gang.
yeah. Put them 9s up, y'all.
Right.
And what that is again, it's a competitive process in which you would then in turn first, you find your project, right? And my claim to fame is working with the athletes and helping them to develop themselves, because they have the hometown hero syndrome or the sizzle, right?
Yeah.
It's cool when Ryan and Herm do it, but when the football star or the NBA star is coming back, they tend to open doors a little bit
more. If we had Jerlyn Hurts, point person on this, it's over.
Yeah. Like, right now, one of my largest clients is LaShawn McCoy.
Okay.
I've helped him to start up Vice Capital. He also has his own construction firm. He's doing amazing things in his hometown. Right now, the construction we just closed on the last one, so total right now we have 97 units that are in production, 7,000 square feet of commercial space, right?
In your own city.
In his own city. Right now, I moved to Harrisburg in 2006, 2007, though, so it's partially my city now.
Right. Love it.
But it's really his project, and I'm appreciative for him trusting me and working through the process of a public-private partnership.
Got you.
But let me get back, though. So I talked a little bit about 9% tax credits. You get your project together, right? So Herm's found his space. Maybe let's just say it's in Germantown. Across the street from Germantown High School used to be a really nice old town hall building.
I've seen it. That's still available?
It's beautiful. Yeah, it may still be available.
Okay.
Let's say that you wanted to put 40 units of affordable housing inside of there. So we put together a LIHTC application. Now these applications are big, right? So like the final application is like 1,200 pages, right? 48 tabs. And what we do is we employ different organizations to kind of help us to put this thing together, along with some other what's called pre-development costs. Now, if you're smart, what you do is you take that $100,000 that Herm got you on that credit card, and you use that for your pre-development costs.
Got you. The soil testing, architecture,
the architecturals,
right? The
engineering, the market studies. It's probably about a set of about 10 different items that you would need, and then also, obviously site controls we discussed. If you have project-based vouchers from whatever your local housing authority, that's very helpful as well too. And then you put this big old application together, and then you submit it to the state agency. Then afterwards, you call those same politicians that you need help from beforehand. You say, hey, we're going to need your help again. This time it's in written support of this great project that's affordable for whatever niche it is that they told us they needed it for. Right?
Because we listen to the politicians.
Because we reverse engineer based off of what they say.
What
right?
they need.
Because they have control. A lot of people that have ever told you, hey, voting doesn't matter, don't worry about none of this, it's all lies from up top to bottom. Every single vote counts. They're counting every vote, and it's important because these are the people that are in charge of these very large budgets and are administering the decisions that will control our lives.
This is heavy.
It's a real big deal. So, okay, so let's say that 95 applications go in across the state. About 40 of them come out of the ed, right?
Okay.
So then you win the tax credit. So you get the tax credit, and then you go to a bank or investor. They purchase the tax credit off you for pennies, about, let's just say 90 cents on the dollar. That's
The
how they
bank
make their
does.
money. The bank does. And then, so if you got a $10 million tax credit and they're giving you 91 cents on the dollar, they'll give you in exchange for that $9.1 million towards your $10 million project. Now, Rod, where I'm gonna get this other 900 grand from? Because Herm only got me 100 G's and I tapped that out already.
Yeah.
Then you go back to the politicians and other opportunities and other banks to be able to fulfill that last portion of it, though, since you have the equity, and then you build your project
And
get your developers.
And get your developers fee. Now, shout out to my man Eric. He says wholesale everything.
Okay.
Is it possible at some point in this project where I'm like, I want to back out? Paperwork is done. I got everything approved. Yo, Reese, you want to buy this project off of me? It hasn't started yet, but here you go.
Right.
Am I able? Is that legal? Am I able to do that?
There is some ramifications that are there, though, because what happens is you're dealing with the feds, you're dealing with the state. So whatever you told them
Started,
this is
you
going
gotta
to be,
finish it.
this is what it's supposed to be. Because you know what happened? Herm can't come back no more.
He ain't do what he said he was gonna do.
He sold the property.
He flipped the whole
After
thing.
he got the community support, we helped him. He got
Now
all
it's-
this money.
Now it's not low income anymore. This new developer want to
what
make it
happens
for
is
profit.
with 9% tax credit projects, and these ones that are regulated by federal funds and federal tax credits or whatever, you have to keep an affordability period.
Got you.
Generally, it's anywhere between about 30 to 50 years. But the tax credit itself is over in 15 years. So then, as we discussed, there's no debt on this property.
There's no debt on this property.
So now you're sitting with a $13, $14 million asset on your books
Right.
that you can go in and then order another low income, go back in for tax credits to redo the project all over again.
I'd be remiss not to bring this up. Low income, basically Section 8, right? It has a stigma,
It does.
right? And if I'm the low income guy and I'm developing these properties all over my city, do you get pushback from certain communities?
Oh, absolutely. It's called NIMBYISM.
Okay.
Right? Somebody may say, oh, yeah, affordable housing, we got to help these people.
We gotta help these people.
It's not in my
It's
backyard.
not
it's
happening.
called NIMBYism.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Not in my backyard.
Not in Chestnut Hill. Not up the main
not
line.
Today, bruh.
Nah.
Not today. Bruh. So, and that's a very serious item. So what you do is you garner community support up front. Before you go spend
All this bread.
all this bread, you make sure you let them know, hey, look, and just because it's affordable housing, it doesn't mean that, or it's from a low-income housing tax credit, that it will be Section 8 people that will be there. This is based off of what's called AMIs, area medium income, right? So they'll say, take for instance, if the medium income for the county is $100,000, they'll say only people at 80% can stay here. So that means the family can only make up to $80,000 to stay there, right? So again, that's not low income. They're just what they call workforce development housing as well, too.
Gotcha.
These are individuals that may have jobs. It's just, as you know, with the minimum wage being where it's at, sometimes these jobs may not be enough to help cover the cost of construction, or excuse me, the cost of getting a new home.
Got you. Ryan, you sound like a smart guy, right? Where'd you learn this, bro? Like, for the people listening right now, how'd this happen?
Well, you know what, though? God is good, and it comes through a lot of lessons. I've been in the game, as you said, from 2007, so I've seen a gambit or a number of different things. So now I'm able to take my experience and give it back to my community so they don't have to make the same mistakes that I've made, and can hear about different resources that are available to everyday taxpayers just like me and you.
What I'm getting a lot from this interview is, besides your knowledge in this, is your superpower is your relationships. Am I correct?
Always.
That's your power to any of these deals that you're bringing. Like, hey, I'm connected here. You moved to Harrisburg, right, where the politicians are, right? So you're connected there. So this is your superpower. So I like to teach my people, like, yo, sometimes you got to get in the room. You can take a bunch of mentorship courses. You can press play all the time, but you just got to be in the room. But not only being in the room, you got to execute while you in the room.
Absolutely.
So what tips can you give to the people, our listeners that are listening right now, that you did to get connected, to be put in a room, that now you're able to provide these services for your entrepreneurs?
I think the first thing is to become civically engaged. That means meeting up with your politicians, regardless if they're a Democrat, Republican, meet with the ones that are running for some of these positions, because these are the individuals that are in front of some of the resources that are coming from our tax dollars. You look at a city like Philadelphia, or even the state of Pennsylvania, their budget, which is at $44 billion. You need to know these individuals that are in charge of this money, and then also in charge of the resources that may be pertinent to your business, right? So just take, for instance, you weren't in real estate and you wanted to open up a business. They have monies that's available for that. Take, for instance, you wanted to, open up your community center. They have available monies that are out there for that. But until you are engaged with these individuals, you're going to their fundraisers, going to their community days and events,
Shaking
and
hand,
so forth,
kissing babies.
right? Then they say, I see Herm all the time. So now when I put this application in front of your face for X amount of dollars, you can continue to say you've seen me all the time.
Got you. It's important to be in the room, to face, be seen,
Absolutely.
so you can start to make these
I think
plans.
they say relationships worth more than money. Wallow was the
Yeah.
I think that's a really important piece there. Again, like you said, if we're not in these rooms when they're having these conversations, when they're talking about being able to provide resources for different areas across the state, then we won't get it. Closed mouths don't get fed.
That's Wallow's favorite line, because I teach use other people's money. He says use other people's relationships.
Absolutely, OPR.
Yeah, OPR, just to do something like that. So, bro, what is the next project that you got working on? What's next for you? We're at the top of 2024.
Yep.
We got another 50 weeks left, bro.
Yes,
like,
we do.
what we doing this year?
Grind time. Well, we going hard as usual. 2024 is going to be another banner year for our organization. We have planted our seeds in the western part of Pennsylvania. We're also looking at some things down here in Florida. But my number one project that I have is not a revenue-driven project. It's more of a feel-good. It's at an area that we both know about. It's at Kensington and Allegheny. It's called the Beacon of Hope Project, in which we've taken the tallest building in Kensington, which is connected to the train station down there, which is obviously seen some humanitarian issues down there. But we're turning it into 30 units of affordable housing for both veterans and for both seniors. And then on the bottom floor, we're providing a commissary kitchen in partnership with a couple health partners that we can't name as of yet, to provide 200 to 300 meals per day for the residents there.
Now, we talking big real estate deals, bro. What does the road to $1 billion look like for you? Can you see that, or Herman, that's a crazy number you saying?
No,
you see $1 billion?
I see $1 billion
in transactions.
Absolutely, and again, you're totally right. What happens is until we get in these rooms and we meet these individuals. So there was a gentleman who we met who I knew was well off, but until we talked to him about how many dollars underneath management that their family office had, we didn't understand it. He had $24 billion worth of real estate, right? So $1 billion is in our future. It just is the road of many miles, takes a few bricks at a time for us to get there. And I think that some of the projects that we have here are both, like you said, impactful, but also profitable as well.
What impediments do you have in your day-to-day business trying to get these deals together for your clients?
A lot of times it's making people feel comfortable with the fact that, that the brothers are in charge and I'm black. A lot of the times, I step on some of these construction sites, they don't even know that I'm the owner until the superintendent comes outside. And I think that aside from the money portion of it though, I think it's finding other credible minority businesses to work with so we can all band together and be able to sit at this table together.
How many projects that you're doing right now?
Currently right now I have $70 million in development going right now in production with another 6 that are in the funnel right now.
What's the name of your company again?
My name of my company is RB Development.
Okay.
We're headquartered in Harrisburg. We also have an office in Philadelphia, and we're looking to do some things, like I said, in the Pittsburgh area and potentially here in South Florida.
RB Development. How many direct reports do you have right now?
To me, or right now?
How many people you overseeing?
It's great. Great question. We have 7 full-time people that's on right now.
Wow.
But I run a lean organization, right?
Right.
Read all these books. You got to kind of put this stuff in
to
application.
Yeah.
Very simple, kind of like a 4-hour work week type of program from Tim Ferriss and so forth, though. And the idea is that we don't hire on as many people, but we utilize our vendor and contractor network to the highest.
To the highest, me too.
To be able to keep everything lean on this side of it, though, and be able just to run a organization, again, with credible people that are taking responsibility because they have skin in the game as well.
Wonderful question I like to ask towards the end of my interviews. In 10 years, what are we looking like? What's the goal?
It's a great question right now, though. And you know what? I should have my 10-year program together, though. But, some of my buddies right now, they got 5,000, 10,000 units, though. So the goal for me right now is 5,000 units in the next 10 years. And the way we're going right now and being able to add on multiple states, I think we should be able to get there.
You plan on exiting the company at some point? fall back and install a new CEO and it runs on itself?
You know what
Are
though?
you-
I am about it. You know,
Okay,
kind of
okay.
like what you've done here
Right,
with
right.
Damaris and so
Yeah.
forth. Like, so you find credible people that can do the work. We put them in place, and then you know.
Do you think you're able to do
you
it
do
though?
podcasts just like
Right,
this.
right. Do you think you're able to do it? Because it was really hard for me to step down.
You know what though? I'm in that process right now of letting go because I've been in my own way actually. I found credible people to be able to take on some of these projects, and now it's the opportunity for me to give them to them so that I have the space and the time to be able to come out to other emerging markets and be able to meet different individuals and be able to display some of the information that we're talking about right now.
But with your superpower is your relationships.
Absolutely.
How can you replace you?
That's a good question. I don't think you can ever replace you at the end of the day, but what you can do is you can replace some of the things that you don't like doing and
Gotcha.
that others are very, very good in, because I'm always going to be involved in the business development because I'm the face of it at the end of the day. When people see RB development, they're purchasing me. They're not purchasing the real estate in itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So I need to stay here just in time till I get to the billion. When I get to the
Right.
billion,
Yeah,
then we
yeah.
can find another handsome brown-skinned brother to take over the spot.
Let's get it. So listen, if people want to partner with you, get
Yeah.
some more information, they got a couple of dollars, right?
Right.
They came through the mentorship or they just had some money sitting around. They trying to do a legacy play.
Yeah.
How can they get in touch with you?
They can contact me directly on Instagram if need be. I think that's the new way at Ryan Sanders _VC. Or you can go directly to RB Development's website, which is RB Ryan, B as in boy, development, PA.com.
I appreciate you, go.
Yeah, I appreciate you, my
Ryan,
brother.
thank you so much. This was a dope interview, a lot of great information. This is Haitian CEO, another episode of the Execute Podcast. I'll talk to you soon.